Hello.
Hello, Aditi, and I'm from India. I hope you are from India too.
I'm from India as well. Yeah. Nice to meet you, Aditi. Where are you from?
I'm from Kolkata.
Kolkata. Okay, nice. Yeah, I'm Chhattisgarh, so not so far.
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank
Hmm.
because why I approached you for that, because I think being an Indian, someone can actually have that inspiration to speak this language. If you know about India, then there are lots of students or candidates who are just terrified about this language. You're just thinking
Yeah.
whether they
Yeah.
should go honors or not. And now, to you, my first question is this, Ayush. How can we get rid of mother tongue? You are from India, I am from India, but how can we work on our mother tongue influence? How can someone get rid of that thing?
Well, that's a difficult question for me to answer because English is like, even though it's not my mother tongue, it would be my first language because I lived from ages 4 to 16 in the US.
Mm-hmm.
So I spent most of my
Oh,
childhood in the States. So
oh,
that is, something I never really had to work on. In fact, when I
oh.
moved back to India when I was 16, and that's when I really had to learn Hindi because I couldn't speak that good of Hindi before. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that I guess that's something that doesn't really apply in my case. Yeah.
Oh, I think, okay, then that's fine. And do you prepare students for IELTS or TOEFL?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Hmm.
So if somebody is actually willing to prepare themselves for any of those examinations, then what is that first piece of advice you would like to give them?
First piece of advice is, I think it's important to get a good assessment of your English level before you attempt to tackle these exams. Yeah. I mean,
Hmm.
if you are someone who is struggling with basic tenses and, you know, that kind of thing, maybe it's worthwhile to reevaluate your level of English before you know, uh, take the next step for the exam. Yeah. I see far too many people, oh, I have to take the IELTS, and they're basically struggling to have even a standard vocabulary or things of that nature. And so I would really suggest that first. Yeah, assess
So
your level
as
of
per you,
English.
okay, so according to you are saying that the basic base of English that needs to be clear for them, right?
Yeah, at least have just enough an idea that like you're comfortable enough with English to understand it, read it, be able to use tenses properly, right? In fact, I think the tenses are the most in spoken English, right?
Yes.
Like get comfortable with the tenses before you start doing anything else, and just assess your level of English. Are you able to, or when you read English, do you need to stop and look at every word, of course, more complicated words you're not going to know, but are you, is every word, or every two lines, are you having to look up a word or things of that nature? Yeah, I think it's important to assess your level, that you're at a baseline, yeah, at a certain baseline before you attempt these exams.
Hmm. And in IELTS, what's the most, I would say, what's the most, is that speaking or reading or writing or listening? What's the most challenging?
In my opinion, probably speaking and writing. Yeah. And for
Speaking
Indians,
and writing.
mostly speaking, because
Hmm.
most people tend to have decent background enough in English that they can read and write comfortably, but they don't have the opportunities to
Yes.
speak. So mostly, because I tutor on Cambly, I'm mostly training for the speaking portion. So
Okay.
yeah.
So,
Hmm.
as per you, for Indians, it's speaking and, as you say, listening or writing.
Writing, but
Speaking,
mostly speaking
right.
is the most difficult, I find, for
Speaking is
most
right.
people. Yeah, writing, people tend to be able to figure them out. Like, I mean, you don't need to write like a college level essay, but at least people are way more comfortable in reading and writing English in India than they are speaking.
Mhm.
Yeah, so the biggest issue is speaking.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. I can
that
relate
lack
with
of
that. I think
confidence.
students are exactly lack of confidence. That's the main thing that's the main issue what they face here in India. Yes,
Hmm.
and in speaking section, I would like to ask one question. Is this very important to have a native accent if you are to crack the speaking section for us?
Absolutely not. Not even close. Yeah. If you are an Indian, I get this question so many times. How can I sound American? How can I? If you want to sound American, you need to move to America when you're a baby. Yeah. If you want to sound British, you should move there when you're like, yeah. You can neutralize your accent if you have a very thick accent. Yeah. But as an English speaker, if you're French, you're gonna have a French accent. If you're German, you're gonna have a German accent. If you're Russian, you're gonna have a Russian accent. If you're Indian, you're gonna have an Indian accent. Yeah, Indian accent, South Indian accent. Yeah, so it's not that
Yes,
important at
exactly.
all. It's what's important is how clear your pronunciation is. And if you are one of those people that has a super strong accent, there are steps you can take to neutralize it. But to completely imitate and mock a native accent is just it's not necessary. And unless you're like an actor, I don't see any reason for it either. So that's my opinion.
Oh, that's great. So, with the most challenging exam, I or TOEFL, I've heard people saying that TOEFL is the most challenging. It's more tough than IELTS.
My opinion, it's different. I think IELTS is a bit harder. Yeah.
IELTS is
Um,
harder, right?
yeah, IELTS is more difficult and it's more universal too. These days, very few places are requiring TOEFL. Yeah, so like
Oh,
most people, yeah. So it's not really that important. Um, Even all American universities, pretty much, if you want to go to America, they accept IELTS or TOEFL these days. So, and TOEFL is a uniquely American exam. So, you know, it's not as widely
so
accepted.
TOEFL. Okay, fine. Nice.
All right, bye. Take
With
care.
you.
Nice talking to you. Yeah. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye. Good night.